Hey guys, this is Cody over at Debt Free MTG, and I wanted to do something a little bit different today and start my series about traveling. Now, this is going to be about pretty much anything related to Magic travel. This will be keeping the cost down, determining whether or not you should even go, and also there will be ways to make you a better player, and things about preventing tilt and what to do if you tilt, and things of that nature. So I wanted to start out, since Eternal Weekend is coming up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that's a super close drive for me. So I will definitely be there to buy and sell some cards. So the first video is called What's in My Backpack? And this is just going to be a video about what you should have with you, because it's really easy to try to make a list and then you forget things. It's also really easy to think that you have everything, not make a list, and forget more things. So number one is a good backpack. Some people like to travel really light at these events. I'm somewhere in the middle. I do carry a lot of things with me, but I definitely try not to be that guy who lugs around 50,000 cards in cardboard boxes or anything like that. So get yourself a good backpack. Get yourself one that is dependable. Make sure it zips and it zips tightly, because you don't want anyone to steal anything. Some people also put locks on their backpacks. That's strictly up to you. If you think that that's something that would make you feel more secure and more comfortable, then yeah, do it. You can get little ones that are for luggage and backpacks at your local Walmart. They're like under $5. You get like 2 or 3 of them in a pack and they come with a key. It's a pretty good deal. Number 2 is aspirin. Now, really any painkiller will do it for you, aspirin, acetaminophen, it doesn't matter. But I always like to have aspirin, because sometimes you just get burnt out. A lot of people, myself included, even though it's a bad habit to get into and you shouldn't do it, don't get a lot of sleep the night before. I'm up either tuning my sideboard, figuring out what I'm trying to buy, what I'm trying to sell, where I'm going to be, just all kinds of things that I probably should have done earlier in the week. So I get headaches. And if you're not properly taking care of yourself, then you're going to get headaches. If you're playing in an event and you're not properly eating or hydrating yourself, then this is something that can happen to you. So having aspirin is always just a good thing. And on top of that, sometimes headaches just happen. So it's really important to have a little bottle of aspirin on you. That, and in addition to you being better off, your friends will be happy that you have it. 3, you want to have a charging bank and a charger for your phone. These days can be long, especially if you're judging, and you need to make sure that your phone stays charged. And it's always better to be proactive instead of reactive. Some people have chargers at the event, like charging stations. Some have cords, some don't, but instead of hedging on that, make sure that your phone gets a nice charge the night before. Bring yourself a charging bank and bring yourself a cord for your bank, and you'll be happy you did. Number 4 is food and water. This seems kind of silly, but everything in a convention center is expensive. And I mean everything. Even the chicken fingers and fries are like $12. So I'll go over this a little bit more in a different video whenever I talk about how to eat cheap and do other things cheaply when you travel. But I always like to have a bottle of water and some high protein snacks. So like high fat, high protein, like nuts. Nuts is the biggest one for sure. If you bring just like a bag of like almonds, cashews, what have you. And it's just really good to help keep you held over until you can eat, or in a pinch. So yeah, it will also save you a ton of money. You can buy 3 bags of nuts for probably half of the amount of money that you're going to spend on chicken fingers, and it's better for you. Because remember, if you put good things in your body will do well. 5 is caffeine. Now, if you're sensitive to caffeine, probably don't follow this one. But if you're like me and you drink a ton of it every single day, make sure you have like an iced coffee or a Red Bull or something like that in your bag, sealed, obviously. We don't want any mishaps. That will allow you to finish motoring through your day. It's also good to have a little bit of caffeine in the middle of the day to make sure that you stay perked up if you're playing. If you're doing really well, you don't want to get groggy and start to drop matches, because playing Magic all day is a task. It's a lot of using your brain. 6 is any kind of other medicine that you might need. This might sound silly, but please, if you need any kind of medication for your daily life, remember it. It's really, really easy to run out the door and forget it, but please make this a huge priority because you don't want to travel and then find out that you left your medication at home. Because the number one thing is you all want to be safe. So make sure you remember that. For me, it's my inhaler. I don't have asthma all that bad, but on a rare occasion, I do need an inhaler. So for me, it's an inhaler, but for other people, it could be a lot more than that or even less. But just please make sure you remember everything you need to sustain yourself. 7 is headphones. Now, I personally suffer from pretty bad anxiety, and it is only made worse in large crowds. So one thing that I do whenever I play, and also just whenever I'm buying and selling to help with my mental health, is I will put in headphones in between rounds and just try to listen to a little bit of music that I like to help me calm down, especially whenever I don't really feel like I have a proper amount of space, because there are hundreds of people all trying to find the table they're supposed to go to and find their friends and find all of these different things, and it can definitely get overwhelming. All right, number 8, I think I'll probably figure out in editing that it was 9. Let's hope it's 8, is your magic stuff. I know that sounds silly. You're thinking to yourself, well, duh. But seriously, take a second and look. Make sure that you have your trade binder. Make sure that you have your decks. Make sure that you have anything else related to gameplay, be it dice, a notepad. That way you can be prepared. If you go in with a good head on your shoulders, a good frame of mind, and you have all your stuff, you're going to perform better than if you're scrambling at the last minute to throw together a deck, which is hard, or to do anything really. So make sure you have all the stuff you need to play in the event. If you're buying and selling, make sure that you have all the cards that you wanted to get rid of, because if you don't, then you wasted your trip. 9, anything involving side events. If you're going to play side events and it's modern and you're at a standard tournament, make sure you remember your deck. If you're going to do any kind of drafting, do yourself a favor and just bring some sleeves and a box. Make sure that you can keep all your cards in one container, that way you don't get confused. Make sure that you have some decent sleeves. Now, whenever I say decent, they don't have to be perfect if you're just doing side events. You don't need to crack open a new pack every single time. If you want to do that, that's up to you. I personally don't go very often, so I have a set of sleeves that I use, and they have remained pretty decent. This is also a pretty big way to save money, even though it is kind of negligible. If you don't buy $5 sleeves a couple of times, that's an extra $10 to buy a single. That is probably too much money in standard. So yeah. Also, don't be that guy who has the same dedicated set of sleeves from M10 all the way till now, and you won the pre-release with them, and you're superstitious, and it looks like somebody took out the sleeves and ran them over with their car 50 times, yet you still put cards in them. Let it go. Get some help. All right, and last but not least, this one's kind of morbid, number 10 here, but make sure that you have... If you travel by yourself, then there are apps and ice contacts, things in your phone, in case something happens. If you have some kind of food allergy or something and you end up in the hospital, you want people to be able to get a hold of you, and you want people to know who to contact. What I always do is travel with friends, because that's the best method. And so if you're with your friends, make sure they know of any allergies you have or anything like that at all, because it's just all around better. Because like I said before, the number one thing is that you're healthy, happy, and you're having fun. All right, guys, this is the end of the video. Hopefully you learned something, and I hope that you guys pack your backpacks and kick some ass at the next Magic event. Or if you're going to buy and sell, make some dough. You know the rules. Sell high, buy low. See you guys on the next one.